Well, hey guys, Spartan85 here. Welcome to a console kind of update. I hope it's a series, because if I make a series out of this, that means that we're getting more and more news about the console update or possibly new game. This is one of the biggest questions I get asked while making the console games is when will the new game come out? Will we get a new game? Will there be an update? What is going on with the console version? I get that a lot. And frankly, I wish I had answers for you guys. I really wish I did, but what I decided to do was make a video of everything we know so far, when I think the update will happen, what I would like to see in the update. And to start things off, we'll go over a little bit of a history of the game too. I feel like we need to bring it all in, bring it full circle, kind of just talk about the game, and then we'll move on from there. And I'll start posting videos if there is any news about the console update or a new game, anything like that. So, and please, if I miss something, guys, let me know. I'm not gonna be able to cover everything here. There's gonna be stuff I'm gonna miss. Just remember that I'm not gonna be able to cover everything. And my speculation is my speculation only. I don't have any inside knowledge, anything like that. I don't talk to the fun pimps. I'm sure they would never want to talk to me. So anyway, let's get to the history of this game, this lovely game that we all love to play. Back in August of 2013, the game was released. It started off on Kickstarter. It was one of the most successful Kickstarters that, you know, a game had seen at that time. And it was released in August 2013 to the Kickstarters, the people that paid for it. Later that year in December, it was released on Steam. Now, at the time, it had to get enough votes from Steam users to be released on Steam, and at that time in December 2013 it received the most votes ever for a game to be basically placed on Steam. So it got released to huge demand. They marketed it as the adult version of Minecraft. So that's kind of how they, and I'm an adult, I love to play Minecraft, but that's how they did it, and they did a really good job with it too. So very successful. It got released as Alpha 1, and of course we're at Alpha 20 now. If you guys want a really good video, I might put it in the description down below, but if you guys want a video to watch of every single alpha, Cap did a really good one of all the alphas through the years. It's about 20 minutes long, and he shows each alpha, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was one of the Kickstarters. He's been with this game since day one. So mad props to him, and I would never turn down an opportunity to pimp out Mr. Cap, one of my favorites. So anyway, at the beginning, we were getting 2 to 4 alphas a year, sometimes more, sometimes less. They were really rolling out the alphas, and I'll kind of go over some of the more kind of noteworthy alphas real quick. Alpha 9 was released in August 2014, so literally a year later we got Alpha 9, so 9 alphas in a year. That was the first one that brought out the random gen worlds, and so before all we had was Navigate. The injury system was kind of introduced in that one, and then there was a major graphics overhaul in Alpha 9. So kind of one of the bigger updates. And then I'll skip over to Alpha 11. Came out in April of 2015, so 100 of the year. So we got 2 alphas in a year, basically. The Fun Pimps went to Unity 5 at that moment, which was kind of from what I gather, was a pretty big moment when they went to Unity 5. And then they added feral zombies. So, and you know, Alpha 20 is loaded with them. The console version, you don't see them much during the day. I think when you get further in the game, you start seeing them. But the Alpha 20, you can see them almost day one. There's certain POIs that are loaded with feral zombies. Let's go to Alpha 12. That was July of 2015, so just a couple months later, they introduced the mini bike. The very first vehicle was Alpha 12, so everything before that was on foot. Alpha 15, which is sort of kind of where we are in the console version. It's a mix of Alpha 15, 16. Everything I've kind of gathered is 15.4 and a little bit of 16.1 from the patches we got. Alpha 15 was released in October of 2015. They added the trader system, and they improved the random gem maps. So I believe that's the random gem maps that we have in the console version now, is when it was released in April 2015. In April 2016, a whole other year, the game was announced for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So the Fun Pimps have basically came out and said, we are not console developers, guys. We don't claim to be, and we're not going to try it. So, and you got to kind of appreciate that for if they don't know how to do it or they don't really have the passion to do it, to not do it. Because you don't want some half-hearted version out there. Although I'm sure some people can argue that that's what we got right now. So anyway, they started looking for a publisher to basically take the game and port it over to the console. So in came Telltale Publishing, which is, if you guys remember Telltale Games, and there's a whole nother video which I could do on Telltale Games. Very interesting story on them, but basically Telltale Games was looking for publishers themselves, didn't like what they saw, and decided to open their own publishing arm of their company. So insert Telltale Publishing. They said they basically got the rights to publish the game on console. So that was announced in April 2016. It was released in June and July of 2016 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We got an update. The last update we received, which is patch number 13, was released on December 13th, 2017. So about a year and a half later, we got the final patch, which I think took us to 16.1, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but that is the last one that we got on console. So this is the sad part right here, and if you guys don't know what happened here, a lot of people just do the knee-jerk reaction and blame the Fun Pimps for everything. And honestly, it's not entirely their fault. Some people could have said, well, I mean, why'd they choose Telltale Games? They were kind of already starting to go downhill at that point. Well, you know what? Hindsight's 2020. They tried. So you got to give them credit for trying. So, okay, so I'm getting a lot of this information from about Telltale Games. There's some on the Wikipedia page, but Game Informer wrote a really, really good article called The Rise and Fall of Telltale Games. If you guys ever had a chance to read it, it's a very good read. I will put it in the description down below. But if you guys don't remember anything about Telltale Games, they came out with some amazing kind of choose-your-own-adventure story games. My personal favorite was The Walking Dead, Season 1, which was just amazing. I think I played it all in like 2 nights in a row. Just absolutely love the game. You got to choose your own adventure. You could play this on like any device too. You could play it on your smartphone too. They just had the world at their fingertips with these games. They did come out with a season 2. It wasn't quite as well received, which has kind of started Telltale's demise. My second favorite was the Game of Thrones one they did. It had a whole entire family that wasn't even in the canon. They just created this whole family and integrated it into the Game of Thrones universe, and it was just amazing. They did The Wolf Among Us, they did several other ones, and they made really good games, but they fell flat on their face so hard. Basically in September 21st, 2018, Telltale Games abruptly laid off almost all of its staff. It was really bad. Like, so if you read this article, it is really sad. People found out 30 minutes before basically they were told to leave. It was abrupt, and it's really sad. And then in October 11th, 2018, they started liquidating a lot of their assets. So the Fun Pimps basically came out and said, we're terminating our contract. We're terminating the license agreement with Telltale, and which included the publishing rights on the console ports of 7 Days to Die. So basically, they terminated that contract. The way it basically happened was, if Telltale was a ship, one of the boxes in there was the 7 Days to Die console port and the rights to it. That went down with the ship. It's not retrievable. It's just gone. It's really sad when you get lawyers and attorneys and courtrooms involved in this kind of stuff, but that's basically what happened. The easy fix would be like, hey, give us our rights back so we can go find somebody else to do it or do it ourselves, but it just didn't work that way. So basically in October 16th, 2019, so an entire year after Telltale fell flat on their face and the Fun Pimps had to terminate, the rights to the 7 Days to Die console went up to auction. And basically, and the Fun Pimps put out a kind of a release that basically said they reacquired them. In one of their streams that I watched, one of their developer streams, they admitted that they had to pay a lot of. I'm sorry, the actual word was substantial amount of money to get the rights back. Now, to me, that's the right thing to say, substantial amount of money. Now, if you came out and said, hey, we paid $5 for our rights back, everybody's going to be like, well, put the damn game out. Give us the updates. But they're not going to say $5. They're not going to say $500 million. They're going to say substantial amount. That's the right thing to say. But I believe them. I mean, I don't know if there was anybody else there bidding against them for the rights. You can maybe see Iron Galaxy. You can maybe see somebody with Telltale Games maybe left over trying to buy the rights. I don't know. But that brings me to Iron Galaxy. I do want to point them out. Iron Galaxy, if you look at the box, if you guys have your Xbox or PlayStation 4 box, Iron Galaxy's listed on there. And they're kind of involved in this whole thing. Now, if you go to their Wikipedia page, just look them up, or go to their website, they have about 8 original works. I kind of want to check some of them out, to be honest. But if you go down to their ports, they've done a lot of ports, and actually really good ports. Fallout 4, Elder Scrolls. They did the ports for those for the Nintendo Switch. They did Borderlands 2 for the PlayStation Vita. They did Destiny for the PlayStation 3. They did Batman Arkham City and Arkham Asylum for the for Microsoft for the Xbox. They did Fallout 76 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. They've done some, and they also did the port for Fortnite on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So if you just look at some of the stuff they've done some big ports. So the blame definitely isn't on them. They did a pretty good port of 7 Days to Die, if you think about it. And I've also been told that they're kind of responsible for the controller mapping that we have on Steam. I don't have, I can't confirm that anywhere. I was just kind of told that's what they were responsible for. So, you know, that's pretty cool. So I just do want to point out Iron Galaxy. They did a great job on the port. They should be credited for it. And like I said, that's what they do. They do ports. So let's get back to it. Now, the Fun Pimps have acquired back the rights for the console. So where does that put us? Yes, they can. The main question is, why don't they just go and update the game now? I have some attorney friends that I've kind of, put this on them and said, hey, can you answer this question? And they said it's not as easy as what you think. Basically that the game that we have in our hands for Xbox and PlayStation 4 is pretty much dead. They could update it, but the problem is, like, on the box it says Telltale Games or Telltale Publishing and Iron Galaxy. So it's going to be tough to update that without the permission of those two companies, because you're kind of representing them on that box. If the Fun Pimps came and updated the game and it crashed and it's horrible and people were angry and they wanted to sue somebody, they're going to look at the names on the box. They're going to see Telltale Publishing and they're going to see Iron Galaxy. So, and they're going to see the Fun Pimps also. But it kind of, like I said, that's the crappy thing about this whole thing, is when you get lawyers and attorneys and courtrooms and judges involved, nobody wins. Nobody wins at all. So, like I said, I don't have confirmation that they will update it or they won't update it. I'm leaning more towards we're probably going to get a brand new game. And we're probably going to have to buy it. My guess. Will they throw a bone to the console players that have been out there for so long? I hope so. I really, really hope so, but it's going to be so hard to know who's who. They have, if you watch their developer streams, though, they do admit that there is a large console base still out there. They stated that there's about 40,000 PlayStation 4, and Xbox is a little harder to track how many people are playing, but they've said about 25,000 Xbox players. Now, that's at peak times. That's when it's at peak. So I would guess more probably current players right now, probably 15 and 10,000. So about 25,000 total players out there that are still playing this game, which is a huge amount that's getting no updates. And I'm one of them. I mean, I still play the game. I still play the game in my spare time too, and I make videos. So What they have said in some of the streams that I have watched is they will do basically a new console game or a new port when the game goes gold. Where in the hell is that going to be? In the streams that I've watched too, and some of the information I've seen on the forums is possibly Alpha 22, the end of Alpha 22. They've also said that they would like to see bandits in the game, and the bandits and NPCs, and they would like for those to be polished and working properly. They want everything to be working properly, but that is when the game will probably be gold, is when bandits and NPCs are in the games, and there's a sort of a quest line. Maybe a main story or maybe some more side quests are in the game. So we're starting to see that in the small works right now. We're starting to see a lot of quests with the traders. Now traders are connected. They introduce you to other traders. We haven't seen bandits yet. Maybe by the end of Alpha 20. I'm expecting Alpha 21 will be bandits. I'm definitely expecting the game to be gold by the end of Alpha 22. If not, definitely Alpha 23. So when will that be? So we're in Alpha 20 right now. We're in 2021. We're in Alpha 20. Lately, we've been getting a new alpha about once a year, sometimes twice a year. So I'm expecting Alpha 21. They like to release them right before Christmas if they can, because they get on that Steam sale, and then they a whole bunch of people start playing at the same time. So I would expect at the end of this year, probably October-ish, November-ish, we'll get Alpha 21. Hopefully we have bandits in it. That's a huge sign if we get bandits in the game. So we'll probably get a year of Alpha 21, probably, and then Alpha 22 will be released in 2023. I'm sorry, in 2022. I'm sorry. At the end, probably, let's say Christmas time, we'll get that. So best case scenario, I would expect the game to go gold in 2023 at some point, and we'll get the console port. They've also stated that they want the game to go to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One X, or whatever it's called. I don't even know anymore. I can't keep up with all the different Xboxes we have now. But anyway, they want that game to be ported there. Hopefully they'll port it to the PlayStation 4s and the Xbox Ones and all that stuff, but we shall see. So I would expect 2023. Of course I want it sooner. Of course I want the game sooner, but we'll just have to see. They do have a large fan base out there on console still, and the longer they wait, the more of them they're going to lose, in my opinion. So the sooner the better, yes. So now, what do I want to see in the console version, the port? I want to see the game. I want to see it working properly. I want it to look beautiful. I want it to. I would love to see the current looting system and crafting system in there, but I'd also like them to see, maybe keep the original console style intact, maybe. My idea is call it the legacy system. Give it a name and give it some options. So let's say you get the brand new Xbox port or PlayStation 5 port, whatever, and there'll be a setting in there that you can choose legacy loot or legacy crafting. It's going to let you go back to the old loot where you can find a steel pickaxe on day one, or it takes you 15 days to find the minibike schematic or something like that, and go back to the old crafting style where the better you are at crafting weapons, the better weapons you're going to make, or the better you are with crafting tools, you're going to make a better pickaxe. But if you neglect that, if all you are focusing on, like me normally, is melee, you're going to make crappy stone axes. You got to bring that up. So maybe have that still intact. Throw a bone to the console guys that still like that, and the PC guys that might want to use the old legacy system. I think it'd be great if you did that. And just maybe add something extra for the console people. Some games are really good about that. If you buy it on, let's say PlayStation 4 has an exclusive, skin or something like that. If you buy it on the PlayStation 4, or sometimes if you buy it from GameStop, they have an exclusive skin or exclusive setting. Give the console people something exclusive. I don't know what that can be. You guys can come up with some great ideas if you guys are really good about coming up with it. But maybe give the console people, something like that. I don't know, but that's what I'd like to see. So anyway, guys, to wrap this up, it hasn't been the greatest deal for the fun pimps. I mean, just think about this. Let's say you guys created a game or something like that, and you have something like this tied to the game, some just glaring black goose egg tied to your games. How would you feel? I mean, you gotta feel for the fun pimps. I mean, this is tied to them, this whole console debacle thing. And they have also come out and said that they have 2 other games they're working on right now. If you go to the Fun Pimps website, they have job openings right now for other games. So they want to wrap this up quick. I think they do. So they got, like I said, they have other games coming out. So let's just hope that it's quicker than sooner. You know, quick. Let's just hope that it's sooner than later. I sure hope so for our sake, guys. So anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have I missed anything or what you guys want to see in the next videos? Keep your eye out for more Xbox 7 Days to Die content. The feral zombies are coming next. I will say that. The next series is going to be a barn burner, guys. I will probably be dying a lot. So anyway, guys, catch you guys in the next episode. See you later. Bye.